Hi there! Welcome to the Gardens and Graveyard channel. My name is Charisma, and today we are meeting in the studio and we're going to finish up the project that we started yesterday. So you just saw a video of me dividing all of our seedlings, mostly snapdragons. Today I need to sow zinnia seeds and a little bit of marigolds. So both of these seeds can be set out directly in the garden, but we have such a cool climate here. We really don't get above 70 until like July and August. And so I like to get these seeds started early so that they're a little bit of established plant when I put them out in the garden, and they kind of have a little jump start. So we have lots of zinnia seeds to grow this year. I'm going to be decking out my medicine garden. Every other tier will be zinnias, calendula, marigolds, zinnias, and then the top tier will all be snapdragons. So we have lots of flowers going into the medicine garden this year. I'm really trying to attract those pollinators, trying to give myself some like really bright color down there because so many of our herbs are just evergreens, right? They're just like a bluey gray, a dark green, that kind of thing. There's not a whole lot of flower. I keep trying to grow echinacea and just doesn't grow that well in my climate, so I keep playing with different varieties, and I'll continue to do that. But right now my medicine garden doesn't have that like overabundance, super fun Mediterranean look in the summertime that I'm going for, and I really feel like having a bunch of zinnias and marigolds will really help that. It's also, they're both of those are really helpful with deflecting some pest insects that can kind of devour our herbs as well. Let's go over the zinnias that we are going to sow today. I just have one half packet of marigolds to sow. Marigolds and calendula do really good being directly sown. So as I get closer to the season, I'll just kind of play with the idea of if I have room for more seed trays, I might start a tray. If I don't, then I might just put them out in the garden directly. But since I have these seeds, I may as well start them, right? So these are Chica Flame, and they are a really full marigold, which is super fun. So we'll do a tray of those, but we have lots of zinnias, and my goal is to have 96 marigolds. So 2 tiers will have marigolds, and 2 tiers will have calendula. And I only need 48 of those. And then the rest are snapdragons and zinnias. And then I need 96 zinnias for 1 full bed. So we're just gonna play with what we have. I have 2 trays of, no, those are bigger trays. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 36 and 72. What is that? 108. So that's a little bit more than I need, but that's okay. All right, so let's just go over the zinnias first. We've got Zinnia Queen Lime Blush. Really fun, bright yellows and limey greens with a little bit of like hot pink to red in the center, of an array of colors kind of blended in there. Then we have Zinnia Whirligig, and this one has multiple, single petal and double petal flowers. These are 2 to 3 inch. It does say double flowers, but I've grown this before and I get singles, so we'll see. Reds, whites, yellows, pinks, and oranges. They grow 24 inches tall. Then I have Zinnia Miss Wilmot Pink, and it's just a clear pink zinnia, and they get 30 inches tall. This is the Benary's Giant Series mix, and they get 30 inches tall. They have crimson red, lilac, rose, canary yellow, deep red, white, and orange. They have fully double 5-inch blooms. How amazing will that be? I've never grown these ones before, except that I think I might have grown them from plants in Portland, because we had some really big zinnias in that bed that year. So we'll see how they do. All right, and then we have Zinnia scabiosa, which has, they're zinnias, but they have a flower formation like a scabiosa or a pincushion flower. So, and it looks like, let's see if it tells me the colors or not. Pom-pom tops. Just says summary colors in cupcake flower form. But it looks like pinks and oranges and reds and yellows mostly. So really fun. All right, so I'm just gonna start filling these up. I actually think I'm gonna start with my larger containers because zinnias do get pretty big pretty quickly. So I'm gonna start with those. Yeah. All right, so I have 16 cells here. There's quite a bit in this one. There's 25 in this one. Maybe this one. Quite a bit in this one. Well, all right, let's just see what happens. We're gonna start with the Miss Wilmot pink. I actually feel like I'm gonna do this in zero. Let me think. I think I'm gonna do my marigolds in this tray, so it's just one tray of marigolds, and I don't have to think about it too much. So let's start with that. Marigold Chica Flame. And I'm just gonna, there's not a whole lot in here. I'm hoping that I could get all 16 cells. I don't know if I will. Let's see. They want to be 1/4 inch deep. So I'm just gonna like make a little divot here. 1, 2, 3. All right, well, we had 2 shy. Oh, well, that's all right. Make it work. Okay, and then, oh, I'm out of water too. Okay, well, let's make a label. I've got my garden pen, little label. This is Marigold Chica Flame. They should be coming up in 5 to 10 days. All right, now we'll go into these zinnias. Oh my goodness. Well, I kind of think I want to do, these are bigger. These are 6 packs, and they have a deeper cell than these do, obviously. So I'm going to try to do as many in here as I can before I start using those. So definitely want to do the Benary's Giant Series mix in here first, because we're definitely going to want plenty of room for 5-inch blooms and 30-inch stalks. Okay, so we'll start with these. Zinnias want to be 1/8 of an inch deep, so just a little depression, and then I will put vermiculite on the tops of all of these. So that will be my cover for the 1/8 of an inch. Alright, so then let's go ahead and do the Cream Lime Blush. Start a new label, mix them up. So I ended up with 36 of the Scabiosa, and I double seeded some of them just to use up all of the seeds. So then Cream Lime. And then I just start a new label so I know that this tray has a different kind in there. Okay, that's enough of that. All right, and then we'll do the whirligigs. It's kind of fun. Actually, it doesn't matter that much what the names of any of these are, because they're all going in one place and they're all just going to get mixed all up in there. So, but I guess it's nice to know what you did. Okay, these are the whirligigs. Fun. Lots of whirligigs. Okay, what is that? Right, and then I'm going to just do, I have more zinnias that I want to add in directly into the garden. I definitely want to make sure that I get some of these unicorn mix from Floret. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this package right here. And then the rest of them can be either sown in a flat later for succession or directly in the garden. Okay, unicorn. All right, so the unicorn mix from Floret is like a bunch of hot colors: pinks, orange, reds, yellows, not so red, but more like fuchsia. And this is kind of a color palette that is unusual for Floret. She usually has like very soft pinks and blush and like peach coral colors. I watched a little, I think it was a YouTube video or documentary where she talks about this particular mix, and she was ready to like let it go, like she wasn't gonna keep it. And her husband actually really loves this mix, so she kept it for him. Which is kind of funny. I really appreciate that she did that, because as much as I do enjoy the structure and the quality of seeds that Floret has, oftentimes it just doesn't speak to my color palette, because I like those hot, dark colors. So I was glad she kept this series. I also winter sowed these in milk jugs, and I do have a handful coming up. So, you know, I should have plenty. All right, I just went ahead and threw a few extra, like maybe 5 of these cells have extra seeds, which I can divide later, rather than just trying to save 5 seeds. It's silly. All right. Okay, so the zinnias are done. We will add Giants of California mixed color, the Oklahoma Ivory, which is just pure white, and Granny's Bouquet directly into the garden, depending on how quickly these germinate, how quickly I can get them into the greenhouse, and maybe start another round. Same with our marigolds and calendula. So we have a Queen Sophia, which looks very similar to the Chica Flame. And then we have a white African Kilimanjaro, which is a white creamy color, which is really pretty. And then, is this a marigold? No, that's a sweet pea. Those are my other 2 marigolds. And then my calendula, which is a marigold. It's the species marigold. So the calendula ivory princess, which is also a white, but it's single petal rather than the fluffy marigold style. And then pink surprise, which is kind of silly that it's called pink surprise because it's very orange. And then also the bronze beauty, which has, like it says, a bronzy, kind of like peachy bronze color, which it's really pretty. So all of those can be direct sown pretty easily. Calendula self-seeds in my garden, and I like to let it self-seed and just kind of go wild. I've let it do that in a couple of different places and then changed the area out. But I know that calendula can always grow in my medicinal garden because calendula is medicinal, and it helps with like whitefly and aphids, preventative, and it also attracts the beneficials to come into the garden, which is, you know, a win-win-win. So calendula looks really beautiful on salads, and it has like a peppery taste, so that's really fun, but I also really love it in tea. So I use lots of calendula. All right, that is going to be it. We've got a bunch of zinnias sown. We've got a little bit of marigold sown. We've got a plan for the medicine garden. It's exciting. I'm gonna water these in. I just use a bottle with a special little tip on it to water, but I forgot to fill it up before I came in here today. So I'll water these in, put some humidity domes on them, which just looks like this. And then we will wait for them to sprout because they don't really need light to germinate. As soon as they sprout in 5 to 10 days, we'll take the humidity domes off. We'll put them directly underneath the grow lights, and we'll move all the snapdragons out into the greenhouse. It's getting so close. Like in 10 days, I can get seedlings out into the greenhouse. Really exciting. So that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're celebrating your life, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Oh, I almost forgot to put vermiculite on it. I really do like putting vermiculite on my seedlings because it helps retain moisture and it prevents dampening off, which is huge in my environment because our home stays so humid that without this, I failed time and time again trying to grow seedlings in the house. So I find that vermiculite is an absolute necessity for me. It may not be a necessity for everybody. But I do suggest, if you have trouble with seedlings and you're using grow lights, which you know, that is the other game changer, having consistent grow lights that give the seeds the kind of light that they need to germinate and to grow strong. If you have the grow lights and you're still getting poor germination, or if it looks like somebody has taken their fingers and pinched the stems of your seedlings, try using vermiculite. It might make a big difference for you. Just need a little light dusting of it. I actually find that it helps with gnats too, because I used to have problems with gnats on my seedlings, and I don't really have that trouble anymore. Or maybe I've just gotten the watering down. I don't know. Okay, now we're ready to put them under the grow lights.